So I don't really have a topic per se, but I know it borders around marriage, relationship,
Okay.
and should I add dating to the list? I mean, but the borders.
Do people like us date?
Well, I think there are many words for dating, but unless we want to go deep into the definition
Yeah.
of dating and the purpose of dating, that's what we should look at for, and whether it has been abused by people so far
Yeah.
and all of that. So I think no matter how words look like they are an abomination to people, if we carefully consider the purpose of it, we'll be able to trace the root of it and find out what was the essence of it, and also find out where it has been abused. Probably correct the notions about that, and then work with it. So because certain things have been said in an abusive way or used or abused rather,
Mm.
doesn't mean that they are bad. Say it's just the intentions behind those things that make it look like they are bad and all of that. So I think we'll have to consult our dictionary to give us definitions of certain words, and before we now know what we're talking about on that matter as concerning dating, regardless.
Yeah. Right now, I really feel like dating to speak the truth. I just feel like having a woman in my life. I'm telling you, my life right now, it's needs a woman. Truthfully, I don't like hiding my mouth sometimes with some things. My life right now, I really needs a woman.
When people get to watch this and they are like, Joshua, you need a woman, it's just gonna sound
Yes.
crazy.
There was one time a friend of mine, I think that was kindness, when I was in school in Akwa Ibom, he came to my place. He entered there. I think he was hungry that day. He entered my kitchen. He didn't see food. I think what he saw was bread or something. I said, see, there's bread here or something like that. He came out from the kitchen and was like, guy, you need a woman in your life.
And from that day, it struck you that
And now they just try, I'm like, seriously, I really do need the ministry of it. There was one time I posted it on my WhatsApp status that, I mean, right now, I really do need the ministry of a woman in my life right now. Like, I really do need it. And it's no joke. I mean, I really do need it right
so I think we will have to start asking the questions from places like the why question,
now. Okay.
the why question, and then we can push further to the when question, and then we can also push further to the which. So we are passing from the why you need a woman
Yeah.
and when
When
you do need a woman, which kind or what kind of woman do you think
yeah.
you would need?
The last part
All
would
of that.
be quite subjective though,
Why
but
it's really subjective because
I mean
I understand that.
I have my weird traits.
So let's start with
The why.
first of all, why? Why do you think we would probably need a woman? Let's give your opinion first.
Though why is also subjective, but there are some objectivities to the question of why. For one, just like I said, the podcast I wanted to do today concerning the video I wanted to do today concerning when some people will say, hey, as a man, you shouldn't need a woman in your life. You should be a man, and you shouldn't feel alone. You should be a man. You should celebrate your aloneness. Shouldn't feel lonely. But the point is that we are different. We're built differently. We work differently. We have different needs at certain points in time.
Absolutely.
And you just have to understand yourself and understand that part of your life when you know that you really do need somebody in your life, which is not a dude. Yes, not a dude.
Certainly not, please.
Yes, certainly not a dude. Because I just think at some point it's emotional. There are some emotional satisfaction that a guy cannot give you as a fellow guy. It just doesn't work.
Sound too bassy.
Yes, it just doesn't work. A guy can't give you that. You need a woman. You need that. It's just like in science, they say opposite sides attract. Then how do they put it? Opposites and
Like
same
poles
side, like
attract.
poles, like poles. No, how do they say it? Like poles repel, unlike
Like
poles
poles attract.
attract. So that's how it is. Unlike poles, you're a man, the other one is a woman.
Oh, that's right.
Definitely going to attract. Then like poles, a dude, definitely going to repel. No matter the camaraderie that you might have with the guy, it's definitely going to repel. So for me, the way I see it is that just that unlike pole. And when you get to a part of your life where you know probably you are going through some level of stress, some level of different things based on the person, depending on what you are going through. And if you can't cope with it alone, find somebody.
I actually think that that's quite truthful, and that would fall under the tree. I mean that's like a root of a tree, or
Yeah,
fall under the tree of the desire for a helpmate,
yeah,
which for also has entailed in it also has somebody to talk to, somebody to relate with, somebody to converse with, which is quite very important. So as it has to do with I would say, when somebody is to ask me, why do you need a woman in your life right now? And my friend Joshua used to, he taunts me a lot as per like little things as per cooking and all of those stuff.
yeah.
Wow. I'm like, nah,
Come on.
that's not my reason.
No, come on. So like me, I don't like thinking about what to eat. I just don't. I mean, when I was staying with my aunt, it was just the only thing for me. I mean, I could just sit at my desk for like the whole day. There is food. Whenever you are done, whenever you feel hungry, just get into the kitchen. Food has been cooked. Enjoy yourself. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that. And it was really fun. For me, I just don't like thinking about what to eat, and that ministry of a woman, that part of a woman where there's just somebody that takes care of it. It just breaks off the hassle for me. So I think it's very important. I don't know about you. It's very important.
I think it's important, but if I'm going to say, I mean, I don't want to put out my private life, some of those things outside, so that it doesn't look like
The,
I'm
the guy would rather
I'm
stick a needle in his
I
eyes
have
than
to
talk
say
about
certain
some
things,
things.
because I mean, we're living in a world where people's decisions can be altered by feelings and emotions based on what people say. So there are things you say, especially in the world we now live in now, and somebody's emotion is like, oh, this looks like somebody that could be, and that's not my case. I don't really care about all those things though, but I mean, that's how the world works basically. So I would say my why in choosing, or why you need a woman, is that that helpmate, that helper. And that helper does not mean that it's just, needing somebody to come do all the work. It's having somebody that comes, and two of you can be able to come together and produce what one person wouldn't have been able to do. I'm not just talking about children or whatever that is. I mean,
Including
help,
children.
including
We
children.
can't neglect
Regardless, we can't
that.
neglect that. I mean, I want to carry one of those children, all those stuff. So, but I mean, the ability to think and have somebody think with you, the ability to, be in a place of despair, or you are just feeling dejected, or you have just gotten an information that wants to shatter you, and you have somebody by your side. Yes, I know the Holy Spirit is there, but God was not stupid when he made Eve for Adam. He's an incredible God, and he knew what he did and what he does continually. So that person that you will need, that will be of greater help to you, in helping you in thinking, helping you in reproduction, helping you in advancing in certain areas of your life, and in whether it's you, the purpose now. And I want to say something. There is an abuse of the word purpose, and it's now looking like, I know people should discover themselves. People should know where they are going to before you take certain steps in your life, and marriage is one of it. But
Yeah.
let's not come to that place where we make people feel bad or make people delay in taking certain steps of their life because we want to talk about purpose. And I'm telling you of a fact that I have heard stories of the fact that people got into a relationship with somebody and they got clarity of where they were going to just because they met somebody new. You get the point. So as much as that's why I'm always saying whatever works for one person might not work for you.
I
You
like that
just
point
just
actually.
just have to know what you're
It's
doing.
it's cool. I
You
love
get the
that. I love
point.
that perspective. That talking about the fact of that. It seems like it's life. Life should work as ABC for everybody.
Yeah.
After this is this. After this is this. So they usually advise, a man should discover his purpose before he gets a woman into his life. But there are some men that it is the presence of that woman that gives him purpose. And if he feels like he needs a purpose in his life before he has to get a woman in his life, then then it seems like he's not ready
Yeah.
for what. So the thing is, we shouldn't box people. That's the idea basically, because if you don't have this, then you shouldn't get a woman in your life. Or just like the one that I talked about, that before you shouldn't feel lonely as a man and then need a woman in your life to help with that loneliness. But there are some people that if they don't have a woman, they will born. They will born. They will born. So just allow them. You can call them names. You can tag them, whatever you want to tag them. Those are weak men. Those are men that's whatever. There's always a tag. There's always a label socially that the environment can give you. But I think just free people and allow them to run at their own pace. It's just the way I see it.
I think I was talking to you about something the other day, and I was telling you I was going through the feeds on Instagram, which I do sometimes, and I like to look at what people write most times because I like to find sense out of it. So a lady was writing about some things. Okay, somebody sent me the reel, and I was reading through the carousels,
Yeah.
and the person was like, "At in your 20s, or was like as a young man, do not get into a relationship. That you should pursue your dreams first." And I was like, okay. So I went to the comment section, and the first comment that I saw there was a man giving a kind of a testimony. I'm a church guy, so I'm going to tell you it's a testimony. And the guy was like, well, every other thing you said here makes sense, but for this particular one, I think it differs in people. Man was like, the woman, the lady he met and got into a relationship with at a young age was part of the reason that he is who he is today and where he is today. So I am not here. I mean, all of this we are doing today, we are Christians. You get, we are Christians. Whatever perspective we are giving to you today is not out of personal knowledge alone. I mean, there are some things we've learned by experience. You know, you use your eyes, you see things, you use your
Your
family, and you
your
get
eyes
your
clear.
eyes, a lot of stuffs. And some things that we get from using the word of God to check on it, which there's a perspective for that, and we are coming to that. You get the point. But for this instance, I am saying it of the truth. If you know there's somebody you found and you found value in the person, and the person can help you in pushing your visions and your dreams, not all these ladies. And I was talking to Joshua the other day, and I was like, one of the reasons why people some years ago refused to date, or should I use the word date, whatever you think date means, rather, refused to get into a relationship with church girls, some of them, was because of their inability to contribute to meaningful conversations. So you're talking to somebody and you're like, what do you think about this next step of my business? I'm in a place I just need to know. What do you think? And she's like, I
she's
don't
she's she's
know.
blank.
I don't know. What do you want to do? Okay, anything you think that is fine. Now you go and do it now. And all of those stuff. And you are like, and then you find somebody out there. You are not in a relationship with the person, maybe a co-worker. You're talking with the person, and the person just tells you, what if you do this and do this and do this and it works? And you get the point. And you're
You,
coming back, and every single time
you just spontaneously.
you
There's something that Simon Sinek said once. He said, um, in the way he was defining love, he said it doesn't often happen instantaneously, that it happens gradually, that you contribute to somebody, you add value to
Yep.
somebody, you care for somebody. You call somebody up, how you doing? That if you do that, if you care for people, you contribute to people, you add value to people, somebody will fall in love with you. It might not be, the way we see it, that I just saw her and then my eyes, butterflies begin to, no, it doesn't always have to be that. But the fact of you building friendship, once you keep doing that, somebody will fall in love with you. There was one funny thing I saw one time, and the guy said he wanted to break up with the young lady. Why he wants to do that is because he wants to be one of the greats. So he wants to focus on building his career. So because of that, he's breaking up with the young lady. And the young lady asked him, "You want to focus on building your career, and I would stop you from doing that. I mean, my presence will stop you from doing that." So somebody commented and said, like, he really didn't care for the young lady. He didn't really see the value that the young lady was adding to his life at that point in time. That was probably why it would be necessary to put her aside. But if it's someone that that contributes to you, that add value to you, that probably makes you even feel more fulfilled that you know this person. The conversations you have, the way people interact are ways that they are just enlivening within. Then you wouldn't want to put that person aside. It's like your pastor that ministers to you every Sunday, and you be like, I really want to focus on my job now. Let me just put him aside. He has peculiar ways that he adds value to you, not just even ministering the word, but there's some advice that you can come to him for business advice, and then he can give you insights. So a lot of these things, I think, it's just excuses that people have. And secondly, it's just that a lot of people don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. And a lot of people are just ignorant. They're just completely ignorant. I think scripture says that good understanding gives favor. When you have understanding, there are some things you would do. There are some things you will not do. But when you are ignorant, that's when you might be undecisive. That's when you begin to take foolish decisions. Worst case scenario, you don't even take counsel from people. You don't ask people, what do you think I should do? You just take decisions like that. It's a little bit annoying, I'm telling
you. The fact of that you said they don't know what they want. I wanted to give an opinion, but I'm just like, let's save it for the last. It's like, the last wine, because there's a perspective that I want to bring to that will help us narrow it down. So I think the matter is, why do you really want a woman? It should be clear to you. And I have grown up to this age to find out that what we do not take action from our own self personally to do will always have a consequence attached to it as to what other people are going to say about it. Somebody is like, I can't do this right now because what are people going to think and what are people going to say? You know what is good for you. You know what is according to your moral standing. And if you are a believer, which you should be one, a Christian, you should also have a backing from the Holy Book that helps you in, taking decisions and all of that. So there are things that or there are things that you need to do. And there are things that backs up the reason why you would need a woman. And if they are true, not just for, the pleasure and all of that, if they are reasonable, is it a word like reasonable reasons?
Of course, we can put it.
If there are reasonable reasons, whatever, you just know why you need a woman, and you should go ahead. Why are you getting old, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, if you're matured enough, and not just let not be like we're being particular to men. Also for women.
Yeah, true.
The problem is that some women would rather die than approach a young man and say, young man, I know I've been seeing the way you've been looking at me, and I think you like me. Some people would rather die than do that, because the point is that not all young men are bold enough to approach you to say something like that.
I won.
I mean, this guy. Let's not talk about it because, but the thing is, not everybody is bold enough. So the thing is, even if you can't say it explicitly, you're not somebody like me that can just go and meet. I mean, the young lady will not beat me. You will not beat me. It's just the point. You no go beat me. Pardon me for speaking pidgin. But if you can then give green lights, give signals that says, hey, it's okay. And then make the young man comfortable to say some things. Make it comfortable for him to speak in certain ways. Just to be free, basically. Just do it. I mean, forget about what they tell you. If you approach the guy, he will find you cheap or whatever the case may be. I mean, imagine that's your husband and you are doing all this rubbish from the advice of people that don't even understand the context of this situation. They don't even know what you want. They don't know who the person is. They don't really know anything. All they know is a formula that is based on old data.
Yeah.
Things that happened in the past, and they're using that to judge the current. So, learn from history, yes, but
the world is moving. Things are changing.
Things are changing.
And there is no harm in approaching somebody and saying, hey, you. I mean, it's just going to be a no or a yes.
It's not.
Nothing is going
He
to
will
happen.
not. He won't cut your head.
You are not going to die. I think people are grossly influenced by what people are going to say after their decisions. I mean,
yeah, of course.
It's so damning that people have decided that they are not going to do certain things because what will people say after that and all of that, especially as positive stuff. So when you find somebody that you like, you would have written a note to. I mean this, and you are just in that place of what people say.
Yeah.
Don't let somebody take.
I can remember receiving a note.
I've never received a note before.
I can remember receiving a note, but it wasn't straightforward. But I understood. Come on, I'm not a dumbass.
I've never received a note before. That I don't know.
I'm not a dummy. I've received it. At least I'll give her that. If she ever watches this or listens to this, I'll give her that. It was really good, even though it wasn't spelled explicitly in the notes. But I understand your points. It's just that my heart is somewhere else. Don't blame me, young lady. My heart is. The funny thing, where my heart is now, they are now playing me street.
Yeah, there's also a place for all of those things where you get to,
of course,
experience all of that. So I think we've cut across the why, and we're saying very simple things, and like you are hearing us speak, we're not using Spanish or trying to make the vocabulary sound very.
It's not Swahili.
It's just straight to the point.
Straight
why.
English.
There should be a why, and the why should be reasonable as concerning your future, as concerning your now, your tomorrow.
Yes.
And wherever you are going, we make sure it's with somebody you'll be proud of tomorrow, and somebody that is willing to push you. You're willing to push the person, and so that you can achieve a better life tomorrow morning. And just in case, and I'm just saying, just in case you are going to change your mind early enough, please don't keep people for 5, 6, 8 years, and you wake up one morning
for that long.
And then you're like, hello, I just saw 2 angels and they were here and they're like, this not, and I'm just like, I'm going, please don't do that. I am begging in the name of God. I know, please don't do that. Just change your mind early enough. You're going to change your mind. Check what you need to check. Observe what you need to observe as soon as possible, and just get it over with. And I mean,
books.
don't wait there. Read books.
Message me.
Observe.
I have books.
Please, I mean, if you're going to message Joshua for any book, please be sure that you are ready to.
Some of the books are weird. Some of the books are weird.
I'm lost with words.
That's what he's trying to say. Some of the books are weird. But message me. I have books. Anything you want to learn about this subject, I have books that will teach you. Knowledge will give you freedom.
But I'm also saying, whatever you are reading, make sure you are applying it to the now.
Yeah.
And the way people are, and experience more of it. Use your eyes and your heart and experience more of it, because we have been so in-depthly tucked in to videos so much that we take our ideologies from videos. We do not refine it, neither do we observe it properly to be able to know if there are something that apply, if there are things that apply to us. We just apply them. So somebody is like, if your husband does not wear a tie, is not, and you just bring in, you're like, you're looking for people that wear ties. You get all those kind of
You just
ideologies.
narrow your focus.
Just spoils every stuff. So that's for the why. Now we are going to just shift into go deeper in all of this stuff. To the place of saying, when do you really think I
When?
need a woman? I mean,
Or a man?
or a man rather, because I think I've been speaking to myself because I'm a man. So when do you think you need a woman? When do you think you need a woman? When do you
When?
think you need a woman? Joshua, when do you think you need a woman?
Me? Right now.
Oh,
Right
God,
now.
no
It's no
face.
joke. Right now. I mean, right now. Right now. I mean, why is because I've said it. For me, there are some personal reasons that I have, and one of those reasons is that there is a knowing you know without knowing how you know, which is an ignorant knowing.
You need to reverse to play that again so that you can hear that.
Yes, it's an ignorant knowing, but the more knowledgeable knowing is that the ministry of a woman is the reason why I believe it's now. There is a reason that is based on age, my current age. There's a reason that is based on goals, my current goals, which is where I look forward to in the future, that I should have gotten married in 2 years' time, which is the goal that I set. So if I'm going to get married in 2 years' time, I should start searching now for the person. Though I've started searching before, but I should have found somebody now. It's not difficult. I mean, there are people around. It's not really difficult to find somebody. And that's the two reasons that I look forward to. Number one is the reason based on age that decides when, and then the reason based on goal that decides when, which is my current goal is that in the next 2 years' time I should have gotten married. The last reason is the reason based on, it's more like pursuit, which means I don't intend going back home to my father's house because I'm done with school and I'm currently serving my fatherland, and home is very comfortable for me. My mom is there, they take care of me, they do a lot of things for me. My sisters are there, they're always there. I used to bug my sister. I can just go to their room and be like, there's something in my mind, there's this idea I have right now, and I'll just start talking with them and we'll be discussing. The thing is that I can't go back to that. I don't want to go back to that, in that there has to be somebody that I'm telling, I have this idea, I just read this thing, I have this idea. So how I dampen that desire, or how I satisfy that desire right now, is that I write on notes. You should write on notes. I write on notes, and I do podcasts, share some ideas, and then I do videos, TikTok short form videos. And that's basically what I do to just pour out. But there are some depth of ideas that I can't say online. I can't share here.
Mm-hmm.
So those kind of depths are the things that we can talk about. And there are more deeper depths are the things that you need a woman. It must be you and a woman that is your spouse. It's only two of you that can talk about that depth. And that depth is not just an idea. It is you. It's the kind of conversation that you can have with yourself. But there are some things you might go nuts if you begin to talk to yourself at some level. You have to voice it out, make your thoughts loud, and it has to come to the other person. So sharing that system of sharing and building, and then making plans on how to make those things possible, dreams, aspirations, revelations, insights. That is just the gift of life. That is the third reason of why it's now for me, because there is just so much that passes through my head per day, and there's just so much I want to share, I want to talk about. I used to have a friend, like, I was in a relationship. I don't know why I keep saying was I wish I would say I am, but I would say was, because the person said we should have a break. He's smiling because he knows what I'm talking about. So I was, and some of the things that we shared, I still cherish those moments till today. The I mean, it was just it was just I still cherish those moments. The things we talked about, the depth, and me pouring my heart, her pouring her heart, and hearing some things that even your mother will not hear. Your father will... Why is he laughing?
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement.
Never be in this place.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. The point is that things that
Oh, God.
things that your mother will not hear, your father will not hear, even your siblings will not hear. Those kind of depths are things that are only reserved for your spouse. I mean, that opportunity is the third reason for me. For me, is the third. I know you will not hear anything reasonable. Just watch.
So I don't know, but I agree with everything he has said. And I'm like, my point would be when.
Yeah,
I
when?
would say
I'm curious.
my when is when you need help.
What kind of help?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I hope I just really thought I had something for you. But when you know you need help, then, when I'm talking about help, it's not about who to bring, bring this for you and bring that for you. As concerning marital and relationship issues, that's what we are dwelling on here. So I think when you know you need help in whatever thing you are doing in your future for posterity's sake, I mean, when you know you need help, when you've come to that place where you need somebody to talk to, like Joshua would say, more than me and him having to converse, or my mother. I mean, these days, I don't really call my mother to tell her I have this or I have that.
Come on.
Because
Maybe like you're no longer a baby.
She's like, so I just, get some things off the way. But when you know you need help in, listening ears, there is a place for God to listen, and there is also a place where God created an institution for people to relate together. So having 1 + 1 now becoming 1, there was a purpose for that. So when you know you need help in thinking, help in, carrying out your assignment, help in fulfilling your purpose and hers, you get the point. So when the thought of purpose is not that you bring somebody and forcefully make them follow your own pattern and your own way. That's not how life works. You are a criminal if you are doing that. What happens is two people come together to become one, and that one means the unity. I'm not preaching, so I'm just saying there is a unity, there's an ability for this one to be able to come to a common place of doing different things but arriving at the same destination. You get the point. So I'm saying when you need help, when you are convinced inside of you, oh, I've reached this point, I need help. Help also in the fact that you might burn, like Joshua would say.
I'm
you
telling
need
you.
help.
No, wait. Demystify that aspect of burn.
Okay, so burn means, I would say, in simple terms, is reproduction, is sexual satisfaction. You need help. Man or woman, you need help. When you get to that point where
I can just imagine somebody closing his ears.
If you like, I don't really think we're putting up this video because I want you to.
If they don't close the ears, this is the part when, if they have been watching and then probably their mother or their father or their pastor is close by, that's when they now reduce the volume. Or they now just step out.
Why are you watching, my brother?
Come on. Oh. I have an episode for you. The Girls Afraid of Shame. Go listen to it.
Listen to it on Spotify.
On Spotify.
So when you need help as a man or a woman, get to that point where you might burn. You
might burn.
Need sexual satisfaction, all of that. That should not be the drive.
No, it's not.
It's part of the package.
It's part of it. You're a
Get the
human being.
point.
You can't neglect
So
that part.
you get to that point, you need help. You get to the point where you've reached a point where you need somebody to think with, somebody to, commune with. You need help. You get to a point where at this age I should, give birth to a child. You can't do that as a guy. With me, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you.
I will nod your
I'm gonna
head.
send you to hell. You can't do that with
I
me.
will nod your
You
head.
get the point. And if you are in that place, in the name of Jesus, may you receive deliverance. No jokes.
Let me do
So
come out.
so please, if you're in that point, may God help you in the name of Jesus and lead you out.
Amen.
But also, I'm saying you need a woman to, it takes a man and a woman to get that done. So that's help. So help in whatever capacity, in whatever form, that is legit and that is needed for your growth, for your advancement, for you being a man. When I say man, I'm not talking about genders. I'm talking about man. God created man in his image. Man, woman, man, man. You get the point. So at that point, once you know you need help, that's when it is time. Let the fire burn. You get the point. So I don't know. I think we've covered the when. Do you think?
Yes, but you haven't talked about when for you.
That's what I'm saying. When I know I need help.
So you don't need help now.
I do, but it hasn't. There was which place was that? There's a place. I'm sorry if you are not a Christian watching this. I'm sorry. I just like to use. I have more of the illustrations from the Bible because I think it's
I know
really
a young
cool.
lady who would like that.
Yeah, stop that. So there's a place in the Bible that God says that He doesn't want to punish a particular nation because their cup is not yet full. The cup of their atrocities is not yet filled up. When it is, He will now met out the point. So I think at this point I'm at 95% of getting filled up. But it doesn't mean that if I find I won't actually get into that point. Don't tell me to say what I just said. Don't even try.
See, I don't like all this.
So I mean,
you know what I mean.
Getting into
I don't know what you mean.
Wait first. Getting into a relationship right now is not like a taboo to me right now. I mean, if somebody will be watching this video that will make it sound weird to the person, but I hope not. But I'm saying at the point where I find out, oh, it's time, and I'm getting, you get the point. So getting the relationship right now is not a strange thing. I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Very soon. I mean, very soon. Very soon, guys. Anticipate. You can give me some years in the comment section.
Be
the
patient.
years that you are like, oh,
young lady, be patient. He's coming for you.
All right. So I think
I'm
I've
here.
answered the when.
I will.
Please, whatever you hear from this guy, just let it be.
He's
but I think
coming.
I've answered the when as per when is the right time. You get the point. So we are trying to make this as interactive and to keep you company. That's why we have most of this. I'm not somebody that really laughs so much. Get the point. But
true.
I try to make it trying to make it very, cozy right here. You get the point. So that's why we are adding most of these stuff. And I hope the editor will help us manage all of that. So we have the why and we have the when. And we are now going to what kind of woman? Is it gonna be a Queen Sheba far away coming to see Solomon? What kind of woman do you think is what people should pursue? An Asian or whatever? Or what kind of woman do you think is somebody that you might find? Oh, this is somebody I might. Because like I always say, my pastor, once upon a time, I used to have the notion that people that are God's will for them in marriage are just one person. If you miss the opportunity, it's gone forever. Until my pastor Apostle Peterson, shout out to him. I'm grateful, sir. And my pastor reached out to me. I was speaking to him one day and he told me that God's will is not relegated or kept to just one person. You get the point. That God's will for a person in marriage, every single person that is born again is a potential will of God. And I thought about it. Scripturally, true. Logically, you would think about it. Imagine if I was somebody's will of God, and you get, and God's will in marriage is divine Peters or Horight Peters. And then I just decided that I'm going to live a celibate life, or I just decided to do some wrong things with my life that takes me out of God's will and God's plan, all of that, and I die one day and go to hell. And then what will happen to the sister? Does that mean that after this there is no hope for her? Heaven will tell her, we are sorry, or they have taken your husband. Your husband has decided to give, no, we are sorry about, we don't know what you will do, or all of those stuff. That's not what happens.
She's now in
They
heaven.
will pick another person who is a child of God and able to do the same tasks and the same thing that was. And
Excuse me, I have a
get the
question.
point. I am ready to answer questions.
So, are you saying that, okay, everybody that is born again is a potential God's way? So, I come to church now, there are like 60 sisters. So, all of those 60 sisters are a potential God's way. Is that what you're saying?
That they are born again.
Yes, that they are born again. They are born again. They're good sisters, and they are potential God's will.
Yes, not just to you. They
Okay,
might not
not
be
just
to you.
okay.
Yes. They might not be to you because you cannot.
We have to put,
you cannot pick everybody right.
We
there.
have to qualify these statements.
When I say potential will of God, it means that they are acceptable by God to be picked by people. But your decision to pick somebody is not tied down to God's forcefully making sure that you pick somebody. It's up to you now to find which one of them tallies with this, with prayers, with observation, with conversation.
Tallies with what?
You have made me lose my train of thought.
That's how life is, brother.
So you have to pick one of them that works with your vision, works with your purpose, works with your decisions, works with your thoughts, works with your mind, and know which one of them is better for you. Which of them, rather, is better for you. And then you can build something with them. You get the point.
How do you know someone is better for you if you don't interact with that person?
I'm not throwing out the place of conversation. That has to be done. You have to communicate with somebody. You have to converse with them. If you walk one day and decide to see and you pick somebody, that's your cup of tea. That's not what I said. I'm saying when you find somebody that you believe that, oh, I have a connection with this person, you have to converse with the person. You have to also commune with God. Tell God, I found somebody. What do you think about this person? If there's something sketchy, he's going to say it. If there's something, if it's all right, he's going to push it. And you would know it. And you continue. You converse with the person. Now, if you converse with the person for a time and for a while, and it seems like this and this is not aligning, this and that is not, you can let the person go. But don't wait for 2 years to do that. You can do that in how many months, how many days, and you find that out and you leave. All these things I'm saying, if you like, you say, I'm not married, so you will not listen. Okay.
Hey, brother, calm down.
All right. All right, speak.
You know, these things are not difficult. We are the ones that make it difficult.
Correct.
One of the ways that we make it difficult is, for example, you just said having conversations with them. Some of us delay doing that. We just observe. We think we can see a lot of things from a distance. We don't want to talk. We don't want to chat. We don't want to converse. In fact, some people might even relate chatting with a sister to some level of unrighteousness. You know, don't make me call names. I don't want to. So we have to. And everybody knows what's keeping them from doing some things, from not approaching somebody. That's their own what they do. They probably might know what keeps them behind. So having a conversation with somebody is very important. So you can get to know the person and see if there's a camaraderie. If there's something between you people that might stick. So if there's nothing, that means no go. There's no, even though you are born again, but there's no point that we can't survive together. Okay. So that's cool. I like the idea.
You know, there's another thing that we have neglected, which is the involvement of third party when you're trying to get to know people.
What do you mean?
Involvement of third parties help you get the process faster, even while you are praying.
What do you mean third party?
There were times when you find somebody you want to get into a relationship or you want to get married to, and you have to go to the people's, those things that Facebook call people you might know on Facebook. There are people
Mm-hmm.
that that know her, and you kind of ask questions, sometimes in a very subtle way. What do you guys think about this lady? And human beings, they don't, especially when they don't know your intentions,
People like to do amiable
they
too
just
much.
talk. And this is not amiable. This is just you.
Imagine I come to you now and say, Alpha, oh, no, if it's you, I can ask. But there's some people,
No, I'm honest. You have to. No, I don't mean going to talk about people. There are people who
hey,
know
you
people.
now ask her friend, and her
It might
friend
not
probably
necessarily
has
be
you
a
in
friend.
mind.
You see, that's why some people. That's why when you want to marry people as a Christian, they advise you to go ask the pastor, not because they want to put a a hold over you and press you down, but there are certain things that the pastor might know about the person that
Mm.
you do not know. So I'm saying that the pastor might tell you things like, okay, we've heard you, but are you aware that this sister has this and has this? Do you want to still go ahead with this? And people are like, yeah, I'm not aware, but I just got to know. Cool, but I still want to go ahead with that, which is the involvement of a third party. So having to talk to people, and
Okay,
I know
that's nice.
you should, the kind of person you are, I'm saying this again, if you like, you
Hmm.
listen. The kind of person that you want to pick, and make sure the person, the what kind of lady we are talking about is not people that are jealous. Women that are jealous, I don't mean the normal, you get that point.
You can read
uh
their energy.
Not people that are jealous and have friends that are jealous.
Once you start
The
speaking with them,
character
you
of
can read their energy.
somebody, the character of a person you see in him, will talk about the friends they have around. So not the kind of friends that, one today they were quarreling, and then tomorrow you were now out of luck. You now went and asked a friend, what do you think about this lady? Just
Hmm.
something, they now tell you, she's not a good person, no. And then 2 weeks later, they now reconcile. Now words that have been spoken cannot be retracted, cannot be taken back. And now they have put an image in your mind and in your head. So that's what I'm saying. When you're finding somebody, find a wife, find a good thing, find a good person,
Wait, wait,
find
wait.
somebody with character
I have a
and all
question.
of that.
Say you get to meet somebody and you are into conversations. When do you get to talk about the compatibility, biological compatibility, like so a subject like genotype?
When you are sure you've gotten the green light and you want to take this a step further,
What is a
I,
step
I
further?
believe that when you are in a relationship, when you are in a relationship with a person, I believe there's a starting point. You don't just meet people. It happens for some people that you meet somebody and say, can you? It happens. Also, for some people, they want to build that friendship a bit and then move it into a relationship and then move it into marriage. So when you get to a point of a relationship, from your conversations, you will be able to know what stage are we in currently. From your plans, your visions, you'll be able to know what stage are we currently, what progress are we making. So the way you guys converse, the way you speak, the way you say certain things will solidify if this is going to be serious or not. So at that point where you are serious, and one of the signs to know rather, that this particular matter is serious, if is when you guys have started planning as to make this a sealed relationship, which is going to be like a marriage. So you guys can come up and say, "Oh, I like how we are going. We are going to get married by this date or by this time. We have planned that we're going to get
That's
married
when
in
you
two
want to now
years."
talk about genotype. Seriously.
When I'm saying by this time, it does not mean that you're getting married in 6 months' time or in 1 year. You get the point.
I mean, these
But
are young people that are just falling in love. Their energy is something
good.
else.
That's why I'm saying you have to be sure what you're, and it's not infatuations. You get the point. You
What
are
is it?
serious about
What is
this.
infatuation?
You are not just seeing somebody and that first energy you get when you find somebody, see somebody, and you're just, every time you're on the phone, you're like, oh God, I can't sleep without you. Thou fool. You are like, oh, I've not been able, I can't eat, can you come feed me? All of those things that people do at that first stage of relationships. You never see wahala. Now why? Because when you've gotten to the point when serious issues come up that needs to be sorted, that's when we know if these things you have been doing, if they are legit. When there are arguments arising, matters arising, issues arising that needs to be fixed at that point, that's when we now know if they, oh, honey and the baby and all those things that you do on the phone from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. and you guys say, oh, end the call. I'm not gonna end the call. And MTN is like, okay, let's just enjoy.
Somebody just end the call.
So that's when you says it. So about your question, I'm saying when you from the signs of how serious this is,
Yeah.
there should be those questions of about what do you, but I think those questions are simple questions to ask people. I mean, once you're talking with somebody
No,
for a while, it just
my focus is not really on
get
the
the
question. My focus is on the possibility of being disappointed when you get the answer.
That's why I'm saying if you know there's going to be anything that's going to make you quit, please do it early. Ask all the questions you need to ask as it, especially when you have a. I'm not talking about people that are playing with people's emotions. This video is not for you, but it's for you if you are playing with people's emotions. The devil is paying your salary and you are not knowing. You are receiving credit alerts. What I'm saying is if you are serious about something and the other party is serious, see, we have grown in a society that people have filled their minds with the pictures of other people's progress so much that they don't want to build their own. You get the point? So somebody does not want to get
Word.
serious because he's looking at how the other people are growing. There's something, you are a fool. Do you get the point? What I'm saying is when you know you are serious about something and the other person is serious, just build your stuff, my friend. You don't have to look here and there, just try to get validation from this and this. Build that stuff. Everybody exalts and claps for people that gets to the top. Nobody's waiting. What are you saying, my friend? So you have to, when you know you are serious at that point, there's questions you should ask immediately. As soon as you get to the point, no matter how you came in, that somebody is asking, now that we are here, are you thinking of what I am thinking? Once you people are now asking those, are you thinking what I'm thinking question, please ask questions. What's your genotype? What's your blood group? Let's know. Don't go and give birth to. I don't want to see children that are suffering because of your nonsense lifestyle and pleasure. You're trying to stop that nonsense. What's wrong with you guys? So whenever you know
Oh,
things are
Jesus.
serious, please ask questions. I am begging in the name of God. Ask questions and quit early if possible. But if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed that there are some things that you can go through and God has given you an assurance, because there are some people that have received assurance. God has highly exalted them and has confirmed his word in their life. I've heard stories of people that knew that somebody did not have this particular organ, or probably cannot give birth, or in their family they have this issue and all of that, and they just prayed to God and God gave them the assurance and they went into, and God confirmed and just did the miracle. If you have that faith and God has given you a backing, please go ahead. But apart from that, ask questions. I'm saying it again and I'm giving people this heads up. God is not a tax master. He's not Pharaoh that tries to kill people to do something. From the onset, he had already said his spirit will not strive with man. So when it has to do with you, do you get my point? Joshua, please go ahead. I'm not in the angry
Well,
mood.
it's I think to a point people know what they should do. It's just the overwhelming feeling of the relationship that keeps them from not doing the right thing that they might do. And also when if some people are not free to be vulnerable enough to ask some questions, to be
Yes.
free enough, if the person does not give you that leeway, that freedom for you to ask some questions, for you to say some things, I mean, it's not a red flag, probably a yellow flag that might lead to a red flag. It's like if in a relationship you are not free to say what you want to say or to ask the questions you might want to
Please
ask,
exit.
then just quietly draw back and things like that. The other thing I would love to really talk about is the untruthfulness that exists in relationships. Most especially the young man or the young man might be carried away by the elation of the friendship and not really wants to go into the subject of talking about the dysfunctions, maybe childhood dysfunctions. Just like you said, some people might not have some organs and they know about those things. And they're afraid that if they say something like that, the young man will just withdraw. Because, I mean, what do you mean you don't have a womb? Or what do you mean you were raped? What do you mean you're not a virgin? I mean, some men, it's like getting married to a virgin is a prize to them. They just have to, else Jesus don't come yet. Just tarry a little bit. Tarry a little bit. So for some people, it's very important to them that they must get married to a virgin. For some people, it's very important to them that you must be spotless. You must have kept yourself from your childhood. Nobody has touched you. But some people, it's not like that. Some people from their childhood, when they went on holiday, something happened, their uncle or their cousin, weird things. Some people have an issue with masturbation, a lot of things that if you are not vulnerable enough in that fellowship, you will not talk about these things. If you're not free enough, you're not talk about these things. If you don't think it's leading somewhere, you will not talk about these things. You just hide it. When it will dawn on you is when the person says, okay, would you marry me? That's when you'll not be like, and once you begin to hear like radio or something that sounds like that, just know that there's often something. The person enjoys your company, enjoys talking with you. There's probably, that connection there, but they haven't decided yet if they would want to start revealing. I mean, most especially for women, there is often a lot to reveal. I don't know. Maybe I should speak with young ladies and like, what do I even tell you people? I know you people have a lot going on. Your body is a gift from God, and I think I talked about, the feminine body in the podcast that I did called Arousal Non-Concordance 2. Arousal Non-Concordance 1 was for men. Arousal Non-Concordance 2 was for women. So if you want to learn about, the female body, the female sexuality, you can go listen to it. But there's a lot going on in their lives. And they really do have a thing with shame, revealing vulnerability. It's not so easy for some women. Some women would rather tell you a lie and get into the marriage than to reveal what they should reveal before the marriage. And it's quite sad, but it's just the reality of it. I hope I don't meet a woman like that. And even if I do, please spare me by telling it to me. Don't worry. If the young man really loves you, see, when a man loves, he loves. At least from experience that I know that. If a man that is sincere, if he really loves you, whether you're a virgin or not, whether you have a child out of wedlock or not, or whether you have 2 children or not, or whether you have dysfunctions or something or not, there's always a way to solve those problems. Even if you don't have a womb, and he goes back and he kneels down before God and you said this is my wife, and she doesn't have a womb. How far now? Waiting this up. What's going on here? And God will be able to solve. Yes, I said she's your wife. Go ahead. She will have a womb. It will be solved. If the man has a relationship with God, if the man really loves you, unless he doesn't love you, that's when he will go. Or he's afraid. Maybe he loves you, or he doesn't have faith enough to handle things like that. But if he really loves you, his love will trump his fear. Perfect love casts out fear. There's this thing of perfect love. It's not just about agape. If it's at the level of agape, then I may forget it. He's not in love with your body, your physique, your face, or whatever it is. I don't know. I just found it difficult to really pursue girls for their face. I don't know. It doesn't attract me.
Really?
I'm telling you the truth. I mean,
That's
I know I've seen some young ladies, but I've not really seen a lady that is so attractive that her beauty has confused me.
it doesn't have to confuse you. It's just supposed to attract.
It doesn't.
Wow, that's just different. So it's just
I mean, I've not really. If okay, even if it does attract, like one that I've seen, when I come close, at least for now, and I have a conversation with you, and we talk, from the moment we talk, I might get disappointed.
really.
Yes, because the talking and the sharing and the fellowship is more important to me than your beauty.
Actually true.
For me, I don't know for other people.
No, I think
By the
it's-
time I now tell you about netting to you and you're not interested, forget it. You are gone. There's nothing we have here. Because see, that one is the easiest way for a young lady to attract me is to care about netting to you. I've given you expo.
Write down.
Write it down. It's the easiest way for me to pay attention to you. Just show that you care about knitting to you. It's too easy. You have captured me first of all before I will now start. Forget about how you look. You might not even do pedicure or manicure. Just show that you care about this thing that I'm working really hard on. Forget it. You have captured me first of all before we start having conversation. And you are now smart. And you can contribute. You don't have to know technology, but you can contribute. You're smart, basically. You can hold a conversation. We are married.
So
Show me your parents. Fast.
Joshua just said, and I think it's very important because please don't put people in a place of frustration. If you find somebody you love and it doesn't work out, I assure you, there are 8 point something billion people on this earth.
I'm telling you,
And
like
you will
1,000 in
still-
your locality.
You will still find somebody. Don't, while you are trusting God for a healing in something, trust God with somebody together. Somebody that's come to you, trust God with him together. Let him know and be aware he's trusting God for something. Not that you are now trusting God alone. God will punish you. And that's true.
Judgment.
He will judge you that when you get married, you're not telling the person, let us trust God. We shouldn't trust God inside. Let's start knowing that we're supposed to trust God
Yes.
till we enter.
Yes.
You get the point. So I trust God together. That's what makes the unity. Trusting God together because there is that love. And if you tell somebody, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have this, I have this issue, and the person says, oh, I can't do that, bye-bye, and the person goes, it's fine.
It's fine.
As far as they did not waste your time,
It's
it's fine.
Yes.
I know it's difficult to break emotions, but it's fine. Just take your time. You will find somebody else
You'll be fine.
that will accept you and take you. That's one. Number two, as much as you can, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I am praying, avoid so many issues that you can avoid that will put you in that situation now. So if you know there are things that you shouldn't do that will harm your body and will have to be trusting God, let's not be let's avoid that trusting God now as early as it is, so that we don't get to be trusting God on that issue, so that we can be trusting God for other things in the future. You get the point? When you get married, there's a lot of things that you'll be trusting God for, two of you. So don't avoid those things that will make you be trusting God that time. So we're talking about what kind of woman. And I mean, we have broadened the scope, and I
think I've given my exegesis. I mean, if you're really, if you're into me, I've given you roadmap. I've given you game.
So
just send me a DM that I really love what you're building with Net into you. Boom. I'll just take you out first.
Please be careful, because
I'll just say, can I buy you a drink? That's first thing first.
Yo, I think you have somebody. Why are you doing this?
No, see, you know this thing. We are still in.
My God.
We are still in.
All right. So I think what kind of woman, if you ask me, I think people have different preference.
Yeah, of course.
God respects I will say it out and true. God respects our decisions. There are things that we have, as far as it is not uh vanity. Mhm. You get the point. The imaginations of our heart are not vanity. If you are trusting God for somebody that will help you, that will be a helper, say, God, I don't need somebody that is just this. I need somebody that is beautiful. I need somebody that can help me in this line. I need somebody that can help me. God answers. But when the request you are tendering to God is somebody that will do things outside that is not relevant, things that
Yes,
are not
just
important, things that do not have any base or
some
foundation,
things are just completely unnecessary.
Satan will help you to facilitate that move, and then you will fall into trouble and all
Will
of that.
give you a diva.
So I think the kind of woman now there are so many issues that concerns people getting married. So there are people issues like people got married, and when they got married, I heard somebody say something very strange, and it was disturbing to my ears because I know you shouldn't do that, because I feel before you got married. Now, why I'm saying all of this, listen to me very careful, is because y- there is a narrative that the person you must marry must be must be the, how would I call it, the will of God. God must show you the person and all of that. So along the line, back 2 years ago or so, people brought an argument, and the argument was, hold up, sir. Now that you're telling us this, my grandparents, they were not born again, but they have been living for 40 years and 45 years
Yeah.
and counting without issues. And even if there are issues, they are settled. So what do you mean I cannot just go and choose a wife? Now, I want to say, as a Christian, and if you're a Muslim listening to this, praise God for you. But I'm saying, as a Christian right now, the purpose why we encourage people to get married to Christians and born again people is not really about, all those things that you probably might have heard. Certainly is mostly about having a peaceful home, good, which unbelievers can sometimes have if they are morally all right. Do you get the point? It's not really about having a peaceful home, or having a joy. People see you and say, oh, what was that? What was that name they give to them? They say kingdom couples. I don't know. Some things I hear. If I'm getting married, I hear you say some things, I will drive you out of my wedding. What do you
You
mean,
know that
kingdom couples? What's that?
was it GIF?
I mean, what do you mean by what's that? If it works for you, that's fine. Don't say it where I am. So it's not really about all of those things. Is that they go and multiply, be fruitful and multiply. Commandments of God is that you reproduce people that will be in the steps of God and carry out the assignment of God. For me, in my opinion, you might have a different opinion, but in my opinion, that's the purpose of Christian marriage, is that you accomplish what God wanted you and that person to accomplish, one. And secondly, as you are reproducing, you are bringing people in the steps of God, and their steps are ordered in the steps of God. Because one thing you will not find in an unbeliever is that alignment in the steps of God. An unbeliever might have a peaceful home, but their children might not be peaceful. Their children might be into other things. Their children might be into, there will always be something lacking in that, but you get the point.
Yeah.
So that's why. So now I was saying something about the issues we have in marriage these days, that I heard somebody say something like, when I got into a relationship with him, and we have been talking, we have been in a relationship for like 2 years now, or when I got married. I'm talking, this is about relationships and marriage. But along the line, I did not find the person attractive anymore. He said, oh, my husband or my fiance or whatever the word is, if it's boyfriend or girlfriend for you, that's all right. And now went to another person and is now with another person because he says he does not find me attractive again. And that has been a rising anthem in our world these days. So before I introduce my fix, what do you think is a fix for that?
I have a book for them.
Just okay, give us a summary of what that book might say for people that find it difficult to read a lot of books.
It's not rocket science. I mean, people should be more knowledgeable than this. It's just like your house. It's normal. As a human being, you always need a refreshment. There has to be a refreshment to something for it to still carry that attraction. When you look at the same thing over and over again, you get bored of it with time. When you do the same thing over and over again, you get bored of it with time. The only way for you to refresh and for it to make it look different and new, for it to still carry that capture of attraction, is when it's being changed, is when it's being transformed. That transformation creates new fire, creates new interest. Now, if these things don't work automatically, except weed that grow out of anywhere, it has to be nurtured. It has to be consciously built. Now, when you don't do that, the person will end up being the same, most especially if the people do not have the consciousness of self-development. For example, what I am now, in the next 6 months, you cannot.
That's true.
You can't know this with the way I read, with the way I study, with the way I go out and do things. You can't. It's in the same vein. Your spouse or your fiancé, whatever the case might be, they might not be given to self-development. Then it is your responsibility to make sure that they're always looking fresh, not just for them, for also for you. Because if you keep seeing them the same way, you get bored of it with time. Then you will definitely get bored of it. So it's just the knowledge of knowing that that's the way human nature works. You seeing the same thing over and over again, with time it gets stale. It's the same way, a food that you cook by 1 a.m., by another a.m. or p.m., you have to heat it up because it needs to be warm. It needs to have some level of heat for you to find it satisfactory, to enjoy. It's the same way in personality. If they don't build themselves, then it's your responsibility to build them. It's your responsibility to tell them, clean them up, make and take them out, buy them something, change their wardrobe, give them a book to read. Their mind also has to freshen up and be cleaned up. There are lots of things that will tamper with their mind, their thinking. And it's what I do with anybody that I might be in a relationship with. I will polish you. At least for now, I might not polish you so much financially. I will polish you not so. I might not give you 1 million naira, but I'll give you, I'll give you something. I'll buy you something. And also, I'll polish your mind. Jesus. I will polish your mind. I will teach you something. I'll give you a book. I'll send you something. And when you come back, our conversations will be new, will be fresh, to come with new ideas, new perspective. I mean, the love will be there. The attraction will be there. So when people don't do these things and they expect, those are just consequences. Those are just weed. So there's a solution to it when they begin to rekindle the fire of their relationship. It also happens in the area of sexuality. They also have challenges.
Yeah.
Because this is where you take your phone out of where pastor is or where your mother is. Because in the area of sexuality, most especially in marriage, people also have the challenge with it. So most of the books I've read will say that some couples will say that they are tired of sex. That in fact, there was one woman when her husband died. I think her husband died young, and then they told her that, oh, that's so sad. You won't have somebody that you can be having fellowship with sexually. She said, well, it's not like when he was even there, I even enjoyed it. And it was the man. It is often, in my opinion, the man's responsibility to be aware of how to really study, how to develop himself to make sure that he satisfies his wife sexually. It's his job. He has to study. He has to study about it. He has to ask questions. So even in that aspect, a lot of people are tired of it. I mean, if you ask some people how many positions exist, they'll say it's just one. Isn't it just one? They're like, isn't it just one? But it's more than just one. If you read some books and they are Christians, like I said, I always have a book to recommend. There are Christians who are sex therapists, and they have written. I mean, there are lots of books written about the subject. Some are crass in the way the authors write it. So that's why you have to meet me to recommend the good ones. Otherwise, you read some books that have some terrible words that you don't want to read. That will just affect your mind. So there are some Christians who are sex therapists that have written good books.
I think after this, Joshua is going to put it up on notes,
Yes,
so you find it on
yes,
notes.
you find it on notes.
So
I would
you go and
write
read.
it. They have written good books, and all you have to do is just go and read them. You know, these books are so good. And sometimes there was one I was reading, I think Ed and Gewitz, in Intended for Pleasure. I was like, how many married people will read this book? It was just so educative. Wrote up, sex after 50, sex after 60. Wrote about these things. Very detailed. And sex during pregnancy. I mean, just very detailed. If you will read, there is a solution to your problem. So it's not rocket science. I always have a material to share.
So there's a key word there that he said. Be careful of what you read to get the point.
Yes, so I mean there are some books that are just terrible.
Some things that you should not read.
I mean, I've read some books and I'm like, Joshua, you gotta close this book.
Get what you read. So I think that is an added perspective to it. And whatever you are thinking now, based on what you've just heard, that's in your pocket. Apologies to whoever is listening to this, because I know you might be older than me and all of that. But please, this is everything you are hearing here. It's our opinion, and first of all, an unplanned podcast ever done. You get the point.
Yeah.
And it's straight to the point. So I want to say another fix is how will I call it? I will call it the single eye principle. I know it's difficult.
Drum roll, please.
A single eye principle is my invented principle, just in case you hear any other day.
That's why I said drum roll, please.
So it's kind of difficult you are a human being. And I have grown so much to realize that there are some things I cannot stop from happening. And first of all, one thing I cannot stop as pertaining this matter is seeing somebody beautiful today. And I say, oh, wow, beautiful. And seeing another person tomorrow, I will not still think of, oh, wow, beautiful. It's humans. That's how human beings are. You heard me. I did not say man or woman. I said humans. Whether it is a woman looking at a man, you will always see somebody fine as the time goes on. You always see somebody more productive, more intentional. You always see, I just remembered something, and it's not something I should say, but you always see somebody more fine and more beautiful or more handsome. But there is this single eye principle, and the single eye principle has to do with the fact that you intentionally make a commitment to yourself to stay true to one cause. You get the point. You stay true to one decision you have made, one person you have picked, no matter how every other thing looks beautiful. And one of the ways to actually make that happen is by making sure that whatever you see that looks attractive out there, you can make this other one more attractive than that. That one thing Joshua was saying that time was that if he has the money, or when he has the money, rather, go forbid, when he has the money, he's gonna polish the person. You get the point. So when he has the books, and he polishes the person. So you're seeing somebody speak better than your wife or your fiancé or somebody in a relationship with. You come back and you can be able to talk this person into, taking on courses on public speaking, learning how to speak, correcting what needs to be corrected. Most of the things that we are looking for in another person, we can actually make this better than the person that we see outside. You get the point. So if people can just be a little bit more patient, which is the single eye, being more patient, narrowing down your focus on this person you have chosen to make the person the best. And I'm going to make a confession. There are certain people that have gotten married to, couples that have gotten married, and I'm just looking at the wife. No offense, thank God I'm not mentioning anybody's name. I'm not looking at, and I'm like, well, in my opinion, I don't think this person is beautiful. in my own opinion. As per me, everybody's beautiful. We know that, but I'm just saying to my own. I don't think this person is beautiful. But then the person got married with this, and the person they love themselves, and the person is giving me comments. The person is even saying some stuff like the most beautiful woman I've ever found in my life, and they have lived for 5 years so far, or 6 years, young couples and all of that. That's the person's perspective. So if I am to pick somebody, and I'm like to find, no, not pick, I'm to find somebody.
When you are to find
Okay,
somebody.
when I'm to find somebody, good, correct. And I now, get to that point. I think, and I make it real. Probably we now move from a relationship to marriage, even while in a relationship. The reason why a relationship should be terminated, if they are not part of the reasons of the things we've talked about in the previous minutes so far, it shouldn't count as per you saw somebody today, the person is beautiful, you commented, oh, you look beautiful, and tomorrow you're ending a relationship because you feel, I just discovered that these are ears, the way it is shaped, I don't really like it. Now, what happens after that is, that's why we have failed marriage. Forgive my inconsistencies. That's why we have failed marriages. Because somebody gets married to somebody today, to a person today, and gets into the marriage, and then now starts making decisions they're not supposed to make. And also there are insecurities, because you go outside and you're like, if this my wife goes outside today like this, and the person is beautiful, all people think and all of that. Or you see somebody outside and you're afraid to take your wife or your husband outside. But the question is, didn't you see all of these things before you got married? So before you get married or in a relationship with somebody, if you are somebody that likes to make your relationships public, you get the point. If you are a public person and you get married to somebody that is a public person, good for you. If you're a private person, that's also good for you. But make your decisions early. You get the point. Look at what you need to look at. Pray on what you need to pray on, and then get it on. And once you've started the wagon, please don't put it on a hold because you found out that physical features are not attractive as you think they were in previous times. Because apply the single eye principle. Make a commitment, make a covenant that you will stay true to this course till the end. It works if you are intentional about it.
Yeah.
And if you can apply other things I just talked about, putting in the features, putting in that, making sure the home is all right, making sure the relationship is spiced up, learning, going above, and making the person proud of you, doing things that make the person proud of you, not eye service. The thing, you will not even know you're applying this principle. I think I should sell the principle as a course. I'll write it down. I said as a course.
Buy our course.
So,
I'm telling you, we need to print money.
Good, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So apply the single eye principle with all Joshua has talked about, and I think you will have a good relationship. I don't want to say the best, but I want to say the good relationship with the person you are going to with and all of
I
that.
dare say the best. Let's ask, who's the person out there that has the best relationship? Let's go learn from that person. The best. We have to go for the best. My young lady needs to have the best. It's why I'm studying. There's some things that I studied that I told myself, left to me, I wouldn't be studying this. But because of this young lady that I am going to meet, that's why I'm studying this, because I just have to know about this. And that was the reason that propelled me to keep on reading the book, and finish reading the book. Otherwise, I wouldn't care. Why would I read about female psychology? There's a book called What Wives Wish Their Husband Knew About Women.
Yeah.
Why would I read a book like that?
You can find the summary on notes too.
Yeah, you can. It's also I wrote an article on it on notes, and I read the book. I read the book, and it's funny. I gave my young lady what husbands wish their wives knew about men. I also give her the book. I've read that book, and I also give her the book. I said, read the book, so you also know. And she read the book, and I was like, boom. You just blew my mind. You're also open to growth. And that's why I say we polish. My God. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Polish the young lady. Polish her mind. When you see, no, people soon see her. She's still doing shakara.
Please don't do shakara too much because
That one you soon
some
see.
people are impatient.
Oh, some people might born.
That's me. You do too much of shakara, they're gonna walk away and they're
Yeah,
gonna leave. And
it's
I know you're gonna find
the
somebody else,
guy's
but
pride is too
I
much.
mean, I'm not. I don't think I'm that proud, but I mean, don't be difficult. You
Yeah.
know, I did a
Don't give him
podcast the other
stress.
time and I was telling people that you should ask for help and all of that. And the last few seconds, I said, don't be a difficult person.
Yeah.
You get the point. Don't be difficult. See, this thing is you two are going to enjoy the road. The road. If you don't like somebody, just tell the person. It's not. And I'm going to say this again. Woe betides all of you that use people as a means of financial freedom when you don't like the person. Woe betides you. Woe betides you.
You know the funny thing.
Woe betide
You know the funny
thou
thing.
art cursed.
No matter how you complain, people will still do it.
They will.
That's
They will.
just
And
the
it's
fact.
kind of crazy. And also to the men that you spend foolishly. I mean, there should be a place of certain things you should not pay for. I know you like the person. I know you think it's gonna work out. And I'm not saying you should be a stingy person.
He's wishing it will work
But
out. He
yes.
knows it will not work out. He's just wishing, hoping
Don't be
that it will
wishing,
work out.
brother. Don't do that.
Usually we know.
So I mean the aspect of spending in relationships, it shouldn't be one-sided. For example, if I am working and I have a job I am doing, probably something remote and all of that, and I am spending money on a lady that is in a relationship with me, or we are approaching marriage, giving you some few cash there. Don't worry. I know some of you know the church I attend, and I'm telling you of the truth. Keep your opinions to yourself first. I'm a Bible person and I know what I'm talking about. You get the point? Now you can listen to me.
Yes.
So I'm saying the cheapest thing to do, the easiest thing to do, if the lady does not have what to do, is to introduce her into what to do to help her financially. At that point, whatever happens, when she is able to gain financially and support herself, or probably give you one or two things and reciprocate what you are doing to her, I mean, even if whatever happens in the relationship, you will not feel bad. That's from me speaking. I will count you as people that have been able to impact in life. I've been able to. You are part of the people that have impacted. Have put this person
Yeah.
in job and all of that. You get the point. But please don't go spending foolishly when you don't have a roadmap. There is no blueprint for where you are going to. You are just throwing money because you have it. You are a fool. I'm sorry to say. Forgive me, but some of my words. I discovered that in Nigeria, there's some words that we use and people think that they are
Abusive.
abomination and abusive. So you tell somebody you are a fool or you are being stupid, the person it's just like, how you say that to me and all of that. As how one of my friends was talking, and then he was saying something. He came to the group and he was typing and he said, Miss Donald Trump went to a canteen, kind of. I can't remember. Forgive me if you see the video and it was not a canteen. And a young boy walked up to him and put out his hand to shake him, and and Donald Trump shook him. And my friend was now asking, is that not disrespectful? And I just typed there, according to Nigeria, it is disrespectful to give a hand to an elder to shake you. But in the civilized countries, that's the list of the people's problems. So Nigerians, we are here fighting over. That's a different topic. We shouldn't be talking about that.
That's
That one will
actually
have
the
to come
right
again.
thing. It is the younger that should stretch the hand.
But in Nigeria, we expect that the older should. If not, the other side is disrespectful and all of that. So
That's made.
I mean, we've talked about the why, we've talked about the when and the what, and also there's something we skipped in the when, which is the question of when do you think it's time to
To
now
do what?
get married?
To not get
To
married.
now get married. As pay? Do you think I have to be financially buoyant? I have to have some
Oh,
funds,
no.
I have to grow to this certain age or this and that to be able to,
No.
hit the
Age.
jackpot.
Age. I don't box anybody. It's just when you are ready, when you have that time, in my opinion.
Mhm.
If you can afford it, even though you might not probably have that time, it's still okay. Like, I can get married like right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean right now, like
Mm.
this night.
Mm.
I mean like right now, this season.
This season.
Yes, I can if I want to. And the prerequisite is that I have to pay the young lady's dowry. Now, if I can't do that myself, I would have to wait until I can. I have to work towards being able to do it. That's the only thing that can delay me. But if I have somebody that can do it for me, then there's no hindrance. I would say, okay, let's go ahead. Now, when I do that, the next thing is that being able to, we need a roof over our head. That's one. We need, amenities in the house. And I need to be able to take care of not just myself, but myself and somebody else. If I can't do that, I would have to work towards being able to do that.
Yeah.
If I can't, if I don't want to do that, and there is still a provision for I don't want to say somebody, for how that could be made possible for me, then do it. But along the way, I must be building towards being able to do that myself. So the roadblocks that people create out of innocence, which is right, it's not wrong, it's right, is that if you don't have a provision to be able to take care of those things for you, if you're unable to do the necessary things like being able to pay her dowry and being able to take care of yourself and her, being able to have a roof over your head, then work towards that until you are ready. Now, when you are ready, then just do it. Now, the funny thing is, you could be ready at 25. If you're ready to do those things at 25, go ahead. Don't wait till you're 30. If you're ready to do those things at 23, and there's consent between you and the young lady and then the family, go ahead. If you are able, I would dare. This is me now. See, if you are able to do that at 21, and there's consent between you, her, and the family, both families, go ahead. There is no, one of my aunts got married at 19. There is no, the part of if she's able to reproduce, that one is a simple question. From 18, they're already able, in fact, I think from 14 or 16, they're already beginning to see their period. Something like that for her. For the young man, I think from 18, he's able to reproduce. So go ahead. That's the way I see it. If you are able to take care of it, go ahead. You can be schooling while you are married. It's a little bit more stressful, but with planning, proper planning, you can do the planning that, oh, we're married, but we're not going to have kids because we're schooling. The young lady might be in school, or you might be in school, or you might be doing your master's, But to now put these roadblocks that you must have finished your master's, or you must have finished your PhD, or you must have 10 million in your accounts. Those things are just unnecessary roadblocks. It doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody can have those things prepared. And if you say that everybody must have those things prepared before they venture into this, you would delay people unnecessarily. So my recommendation is that if you can't do the necessary prerequisites, you can pay her dowry, or there is a means to pay it. Either your family, or there's a sponsorship, or your father kept wealth for you, go ahead. If you can have a roof over your head and her head, you can feed yourself and her, or there is a means for you to do that, go ahead. That's my formula.
I think it works. Is what everybody would say. My friend, he don't sit. Shout outs. Would ask a question one day and would say, if you are saying money is the reason why you are not getting married, when do you think you will really have the money you need to get married? And he's like, And I've seen it to be true. I've seen people that were like saying, the only thing stopping me from getting married right now is just money. I've not found money. I don't have money. 2 years later, they have money. 3 years later, they are still single. You're like, what's up? What
It was
happened?
never really the money.
You see? So some of the things that we say it's money as an excuse is never money.
It was never
Is
really
either
money.
that there are fears. I think that's gamophobia. What do they call it? That needs to be
Don't know
dealt
what?
with. Gamophobia. I
Gamophobia.
think I think I should be correct.
I
That's the
never knew
fear
that.
of getting married also. That needs to be worked on, or there are other issues, or maybe you are being sketchy. You want to just enjoy a bit,
To flex life
flex
small.
life a bit before you now go and pick somebody. Stop flexing life.
Flex life, live the
Stop
sky.
flexing
Flex
life.
life.
Stop
Flex
it. When I
life.
say flexing life, I'm not being you should not eat your body. I'm like, moving from year to year
No,
and
no,
year
no,
to
no, no,
year.
no, 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 no. That's not my definition of
You get
flexing
the
life.
point. So stop flexing life as per moving there and there and trying to, find this and find that before you now come to rest. You are not. So stop all of that. So I think
There's this notion that I've had that men have, that they have to test the young lady before they marry her. What I mean by test is that they have to have sex with the young lady to make sure that she can produce before they will now say, I put a ring in your hand.
I'm saying it now. If Christ is to tarry and for posterity's sake, if I get to catch you around my daughter, I'm
Or
going
your
to beat
sister.
you up, or my sister. If I get to hear it, you're gonna sleep in the cell for a month.
Brother.
What do you mean?
Brother.
Are you serious?
See this one you're saying? It's your own. It's your own.
But I also hope that
people do it. It's just that our daughters and our sisters should not be stupid enough.
That's the benefit
fall
of
for
Christian
that.
marriages.
Yes.
You get the point.
Yes. I know that there are some Christian brothers that are ridiculous.
I'm going to say it out clear.
But
sorry, I'm going to say
not
it
everybody's
out clear.
like that.
But that thing you just said right now, I'm not. You don't have to. You get the point. But even some people in churches, leaders in churches, some churches agree to it. And I'm here to tell you that you are not doing what is right.
You are wrong.
You are wrong from heaven down to earth. You are wrong.
You are wrong.
So okay, let's assume the person now does not put to birth, does not give birth, does not carry. So you now move to the next person. You just keep
that's the
moving around. So who is at loss now? Is it the guy or the ladies? And you
it's the ladies now.
Don't do that, please.
Oh,
stop that.
People do it. It's just
that's such
you need to preach to them. Repent.
A nonsense thing to do.
Repent.
So there are some things we've said right now that we did not plan to say.
Yeah.
We just had a very vague imagination of stuff, so we're going to talk about and all of that. But we've touched a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we have.
And once in a while, we don't want to make you too familiar with us or become familiar. So we'll not be bombarding you with a lot of this. We'll just be giving you as it comes to our mind. We'll carefully plan. But I think I love unplanned content. There's always a lot of wisdom, a lot of things to say. Raw, just say without having to write a lot of scripts. We don't have a script here. We just, all those things come from our head. And clap for us in the comment section and don't allow me to find you.
We hope you enjoyed it.
So we hope you enjoyed it, and we're gonna have to call it close to the clock it.
Yes, and I'm going to do my thing. Video. I'm gonna do my thing to the camera because I'm here.
Hey. All right, guys. So this is Joshua Francis again.
Yes.
And I am Horight Peters. And once again, we're telling you, go write on notes, go read on notes, and just go express yourself on notes. Yes. We are building such a remarkable platform on notes. Yeah. And I think we're putting this as an advert in maybe every 30 minutes of whatever video we are doing. Just tell you, write on notes.
Write on notes.
I adjure you to write on notes.
Write on notes.
And all of notes. So this is from us today, and we hope to see you around. Hope to hear your opinions down in the comment section. Some of the things you write there are the things that will inspire our next conversations on what we're going to talk about. And we hope to also hear your own side of the story. And I leave it down to Joshua to do his thing.
Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.